what an interesting few weeks I've had. Muggle technology has been quite troublesome over the last few weeks. I've had to basically get a whole new setup. I had filmed a video and I was currently working on editing it when all my technology decided it didn't want to work with me anymore. Um, and so that video is just lost to time. Uh, and then I had to upgrade to a new microphone, and I shot this video and there was no audio. So here we go with attempt number 2 for this video. So unfortunately, these are not my initial first reactions. I've seen everything in this box already because I have silently reviewed it. But that doesn't sound like it would be a very interesting YouTube video. So here I am again, trying and seeing what happens. So we'll just get right into it. It's probably going to be short and sweet since I already know everything in this box, but it is the copper kettle from the Wizarding Trunk. This is, I think, if I remember correctly, the last items for the copper kettle collection, which, while I have appreciated a lot of the items in that collection, I also feel like it's kind of impractical for me. So I'm happy to see the collection end, see what we're going to start after that, and we'll see what our final items are. So there's your look inside the box. Set it to the side. I'm going to open some of this stuff up. So first thing we're going to go with is this big giant copper kettle box. And in here is, I believe what I read was a teapot. So it is in that copper kettle motif. And I think this is a teapot. It looks kind of small for a teapot, but then again, as someone who doesn't drink tea out of a pot like this, I'm not exactly sure what size it is. However, I do appreciate that the hog is puking the tea into your cup. It does have an extra lid there with a little knob, and then it does have this lid here, so he can wear a little hat when you're not using it. So again, much like I said earlier, kind of impractical for me, but I can appreciate, and I hope I can find some reason to pour liquid out of that mouth. So at least have some fun with it. And then next we will go with the second themed copper kettle box. We're going to open this up. And inside are these little hog's head, I don't know, dishes. Let's see, you can kind of see like it's very detailed on the inside. It has the nose and the tusks, and there's some eyes over there. And these are very small dishes. When I initially saw these, I thought that they were to set on your oven, like when you're cooking and you have a spoon that's dirty, you don't want to set it on your bare oven, so you put this down and you put the spoon in there to keep your oven clean or the counters clean. But when I read the cheat sheet, it said it was something else, like a small little dish for like butter or marmalade or something like that. Where I guess that's a tea thing. I don't know, but so that's what these are. Again, I don't know. So put those to the side, and then we have this little taco appearing thing, which is an oven mitt, which is unlike any oven mitt that I've ever seen in the fact that it's already pre-folded and it doesn't go flat. Like, this is the shape it is. And well, I understand it because when you grab a pan out of the oven, you kind of squeeze it like that. So that works out. And this might actually get some use because we do use an oven around here. And then we have a brown suede bag. And inside we have a very heavy, very chunky hogshead bottle opener. I don't think this is magnetic like most bottle openers are, but it is flat on this side and very detailed on this side. And I just, I don't know how useful this is going to be, simply because if you're going to open a bottle here, you're going to grip it here and try to lift up, and where you grip it is right where the points of the tusks are. So as I grip it, like it's, I feel like if you have to give any sort of force onto that bottle, you might be stabbing yourself with a boar's tusk. So, but again, not bad. I can appreciate that it is quality. It is metal, and it is heavy, and it is sturdy. And then we have our menu for what they serve at the Copper Kettle. Um, just a paper replica, and it has a lot of real dishes in there: shepherd's pie, steak and ale pie, fish and chips, bangers and mash. So hopefully, maybe I can make some of these and use some Copper Kettle items in the preparation or serving of it. Um, and then the next in the line of the Unlocking Magic keychain set, which, surprise, surprise, is for the Copper Kettle. So we have a cauldron here, a beer stein, and then we have, this is again that hogshead. Um, and yeah, these, while I can appreciate the design that went into them, and again, this is a hefty key. Um, I just don't think it's practical to use like as a keychain. This part right here is thick and solid, and I cannot imagine having this in your pocket or something like that, hanging from uh, the steering column of your car, and this thing swinging around as you drive. It's just too impractical. So back into the box it goes, but not bad. I can appreciate the design and everything that went into it. And then this was my favorite item from the box. It is a small plaque hogshead. So in the actual Hogshead Tavern, um, there is a hogshead mounted on the wall, hence the name. And I think it snorts and moves and does all kind of things. So this will find. This is small enough I can find a few inches of space to mount this on the wall. So very cool. And then next we're going to have our buttery beer candle. And this thing smells very butterscotch. Just by opening this and looking how the frosting looks in there on top of the butterbeer, it looks delicious. It smells like you fell into a big bowl of butterscotch. So very good. This will get some use in here at some point, um, but not bad. Usually candles aren't really my thing, but this one, it might be an exception. Um, And then we have our latest in, I think they're doing a series of bookmarks based on the classes. So on the back here, it kind of looks like an astrology book with some constellations and the name of the book, which is Written in the Stars. So there we go. Yeah, it says Astrology for the Modern Age. But here we have a bookmark also with some constellations, and it has some holes punched into it, so you can kind of light it through with some, with, it'll look like some stars lighting through it. And then here we have a little telescope as the charm hanging off of it. Again, I like it, but it's not for me. I always feel like this charm swinging when I'm moving my book around is going to hit things or fall off, or just get into trouble that I don't need. Um, and then here we have another small brown bag, and in it is the next in our series of small Wizarding Village pins. And this is the Copper Kettle Inn. And I was actually able to take the time, since I had so much free time, to mount the pins that I had onto this pin banner. And the Copper Kettle will go right up here. And I'll keep hanging this. So it looks like I have 5 pins, and we have 7 more to go. So another half a year, or Actually, I think that might be 2 years because they go bi-monthly. So another year plus of getting pins for this pin board. But I thought this was kind of gimmicky at first, but now that I see the pins on it and see how vibrant they are and how good they look, I kind of like it. And I found a spot to hang this in here in my room, and I'm going to continue going it as long as I keep getting some pins. And we're down to our last couple items here in our box. We have a watercolor print of the inside of the hogshead, and you can see there's the plaque with the hogshead on it. So not bad, on theme. And then we have an advertisement for some Dragonfire whiskey, appropriate for in a bar such as the Hogshead. And here is our cheat sheet, the copper kettle. It said we had the copper kettle teapot, which is our puking pig, the Wizarding Pub key, the Copper Kettle pin, the Copper Kettle menu, the Boar's Head bottle opener, the Copper Kettle ramekins. That's what, where would I put them? That's what these are, ramekins. A word that I don't think I've ever said before. You can't have afternoon tea without clotted cream and jam. And these boar's head shaped dishes are the perfect vessel. So there, clotted cream and jam. The boar's head wall decor, the copper kettle bowl and pot holder, the buttery brew candle, the copper kettle watercolor, the Gibbons Dragonfire whiskey advertisement, and I think that's it. It says the next bi-monthly theme is the most potent potions. And there's a giant announcement just so you can't miss it. Now that the Copper Kettle line has come to an end, we are beyond excited to announce the next series we plan to release, and there is no better box to start that series in than our August bi-monthly subscription. Our next series of items will have a potions theme, and the first one will be in our most potent potions box in August. If potions and potion making is right up your magical alley, don't miss our next bi-monthly box to ensure you are able to collect all these items in the series. So, that is right up my magical alley from my potion shelf up there, and there are various other places around here where some of that stuff lives. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it won't be too long since it said August, and I seem to have got these technical issues with the Muggle technology figured out. At least I hope so. And this video, if you're seeing this video, the audio worked. If you're seeing a different video, then you will never know how many times I failed at this. But with that, I will see you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.